We wanted to know who is this guy named Senator Phil Griego. So we went on a search to learn a little bit about him. We looked at the Senate of New Mexico and went to his offices. Let me tell you what we found. We found a man that seemed to have seniority in the Senate, and, well, just listen to what the people that we talked to said. We found a real old-fashioned political rally at the town of Mora, probably one of the most interesting places in New Mexico. And we noticed that the people out there are very interested in traditional values. We asked them after we talked, and they kind of got used to us, who is this guy named Senator Phil Griego? And they said, well, you got to know him. He's, we know him, we just trust him.
My name's Phil Griego.
Did you ever think that you'd be a state senator?
You know, I never did. My dad was always involved in politics, and, we were always a political family. But we were the grunt guys, and I never thought that I'd rise to a position of...
Griego's philosophy is as basic as water, wind, and air. He's right there.
Well, the people put me here.
Hey,
hi.
How you doing?
Fine.
I'm getting pictures, man. Now, what do you call this?
Menudo.
Menudo, yeah.
Menudo.
Menudo.
Cheese. Whiskey.
Hi there. What's your name?
Margaret Vigil.
Tell me, what do you know about Senator Phil?
Well, first of all, he's a good friend. He's a compassionate person. He's got a good heart, and he's honest. And he's got quite a few friends here in Mora County because of the job that he's done.
Yeah. How long have you known him?
A few years, and he's always willing to lend a hand, and he always has an ear to lend to listen to your problems in trying to help different people. I'm a board member at Helping Hands, and right now he's trying to get us some help, and I know it's kind of rough times, but he's honest enough to tell us, yes, I can try.
That private business moves forward.
Yeah.
So
now, what is your business?
I run a catering business, Margaret's Unlimited. I do wedding.
There you go. Look at this tree. How old is this tree? My gosh.
Oh, it's got to be probably about 125 years.
Unbelievable. You know, one of the things I like about Mora is you got lasting values here, huh?
Oh yes, lots of values.
You know?
Lots of honest people.
Yeah.
And when we offer our support, we don't give it freely.
Yeah.
But when we offer it, we give 100% and we back our candidate.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Senator Phil, you ever see someone that looks discouraged and then they get just to talk to you and you can just see them brightening up?
All the time. You know, there are people, especially when you pick up new areas. You know, when you pick up small, my whole thing is representing small, rural, unincorporated towns and villages. Even though I understand that the urban communities are important, these small unincorporated towns and villages that I represent don't have the basic needs. I mean, they have the basic needs, but they don't have the basic infrastructure that urban communities have. And so you've got to represent them in such a way to make their life as equitable as you possibly can with any urban community.
We're lucky to have Phil.
Hi there. Okay. Yes, sir. What's your name?
George Trujillo.
Where do you live?
Mora.
Tell us, do you know Senator Phil?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about him.
People are lucky to have Phil Griego as a senator.
He's been good for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
I got mostly from the chamber for representing business in my committees and on the Senate floor.
I'm Rosella Salazar.
And where do you live?
I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
What do you do?
Well, I'm a retiree from state government.
Yeah?
I worked in computers for 45 years, and also some people know me as the motherboard. You know,
The motherboard.
I came in from the centralized board and that type of thing all the way to the current networking where we are today.
Wow. Do you know Senator Phil Griego?
Yes, I do.
Tell us what you know about him.
Well, I've known him when he was a little boy, and of course I know his father, Mr. Griego, that used to have a Tito's Market. He was in Garcia Street, you know, with the store that he had about 35, 40 years. And then after that, of course, we all kind of branched out. I went to California and came back. Then I found out that Phil was running for the Senate, and I was very happy.
Yeah.
And that's when all my family, we're a large family, and when we're large families like mine, we just kind of circulate and make sure that everybody supports good candidates like Phil. He's a wonderful guy, local.
You know, I get the feeling a lot of people feel powerless in light of, you know, giant business and giant politics. It seems like to me that you empower a lot of people.
Well, you know, I give them the opportunity to speak to someone who can do something for them and give them hope.
And he likes to help all the people here, the locals, if you will, and just help everybody. And he's very sincere, and he's done a very good job.
Is he an honest politician?
Very honest. See, ethics, they still hold on to that. So that's what I like about it, that he brings forth all those nice ethics and sincere, and you know that you can trust him. So I like that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Some of my colleagues will sometimes wonder why.
Brad Gallegos and family, my wife Debbie, my daughter Flora, and my daughter Gabriela.
Hi. Hi. Say, do you know Senator?
Okay.
What do you think about Senator Phil?
Senator Phil Griego is a really good senator. He represents his constituents very well. He understands the local community. He understands the issues that need to be had, and fights for the citizens of New Mexico. The local people love him, support him, and we do too.
Let me ask you, you're running for office. Now, is he the kind of guy that you think you can work with, get things done?
Absolutely. Phil Griego is a person that you can work with through and through.
Very good. Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome.
Phone calls or talking to people. You seem to love it.
Oh, well, you know, the people put me here. And when people call you, they call you for a reason. You may not agree with the reason that they're calling you, and you may think that it's totally out of this world, the request that they're making. But at least you're responsible to them, and you're responsible for their needs, and you have to at least to speak with them to understand where they're coming from, and then you got to let them know, I can do this or I can't do this. But I don't want people calling me and saying, you know, he never returned my call, I can never get a hold of him, he only comes around at election time, you know, and that's a reputation a lot of my colleagues have, and that's not the reputation I want.
Yeah. Senator Phil Griego. Thank you, Senator Phil.
You're welcome, sir. When you talk about small businesses, you're not only talking about small little corporations, you're talking about small ranches and small